We are the Lab Doctors. I'm Amanda.
I'm Dorothy.
And I'm Zhao Yong.
We are biomedical researchers who realized we still have a lot to learn about science.
So why not join us on this quest?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lab Doctors podcast. So today we are going to talk about stress.
Like what thing about stress?
Okay, so like what happens when your body encounters stress? So before we start, on a scale of 1 to 10, how stressed do you feel
10.
now? Really?
You ask me now, I'm 10.
Wait, really? Because of the topic?
No, because of my life.
Okay. Zhao.
If it's past week as in like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's been pretty good, I think. Maybe had a 2 or 3-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Mine's like 8.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm at like a 6. So a 2018 study in America found that the average stress level amongst Americans was 4.9. I can't find stats for anywhere else.
Wow.
So
That's below the midpoint.
Wait, what scale is this? It's just 1 to 10.
1 to 10. Okay, so next question. What are you stressed about?
But work, what else is there to be stressed about?
Okay, well, yeah, same as Dorothy. I'm stressed about work, but also sometimes I'm stressed about the environment.
Like global warming.
Anyway, before we go down my normal spiral of the ecosystem, some frequently cited sources of stress include money, work, the economy, family responsibilities, relationships, and personal health issues. So there are many sources stating different statistics, and I don't really want to focus on it too much, but I'll just ask one question. What do you think is the percentage of working adults who feel stressed?
50%, isn't it? Like 5 out of 10, maybe 50%.
Like what level of stress?
Like any level of stress.
And it should be 100%.
Yeah.
Almost close to.
Oh, yeah.
So from what I can find, the global average hovers around 70 to 80%, but one 2019 study in Singapore reported that 92% of working Singaporeans are stressed.
Oh, not surprising.
Can we go back to the stats a bit?
Oh, yeah,
I'm
sure.
like really confused because stress can come from so many different sources. So what was the survey about, like stress from work? Because you're bound to be stressed by something in your
There's
life.
too many studies looking at too many different things, and some people even look like, I googled like work stress, and then some people, like there was this study that looked at commute to work in high traffic areas and how many people were stressed from that. And I'm like,
Actually, yeah,
I
that's
want to
stressful
know
also.
how many people are stressed at work. So I don't know, let's just say in the working population, this is the statistic. That's what I could find at least. So sorry, I don't have the answer. I was very frustrated
You're
last
making us
night.
stressed now.
And there's this global organization for stress, and their website is Go Stress, because GO. Okay, so what is your definition of stress?
I guess it's like you worry and then it's like you can't just enjoy life. You're like just thinking about what's going to happen, and it gives you a bit of anxiety, or your heart is like racing.
Okay.
You get headaches.
I don't know. You see, that's my issue. I don't know if I'm chronically stressed to the extent where I don't know what normal feels like. So, but for me, I think it's when I spiral and I if something triggers me and I spiral and like I'm very angry and annoyed. That's probably what stress is for me. But if that's the case, then the emotions are like frustration. So I don't know if that's considered stress.
Okay, so it sounds like what we're talking about is psychological stress, right? Like you worry about things, you get frustrated.
But physical as well, like the heart will beat. And I'll be super alert because I'm damn stressed.
Oh, okay. So stress in its purest form is an actual or perceived threat to homeostasis. So homeostasis just means balance. So despite the bad rap that stress gets, it is actually the body's natural defense against predators and dangers. It triggers the body to release hormones that prepare its system to evade or confront danger or just deal with certain situations. So before we get to like the manifestations like your heart racing or being more alert, let's go through the process. So where does the stress response begin?
In my brain.
Yes.
Hypothalamus.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so I was gonna be like 100 points for brain, but like hypothalamus is like extra credit. So when we
A-star.
yeah.
But you get the same point as me.
Exactly.
Oh my god, but these points don't matter. So it's just, I'm so
It's
excited.
what causes stress in our life when we school and we get
You shouldn't be.
Insta.
Okay, let's not get into school stress. Okay, so when we perceive a threat, whether it be seeing an oncoming car, hearing a loud noise, or smelling something noxious, our senses send information to the amygdala. So you may remember from the sensory memory episode that the amygdala is the part of the brain that contributes to emotional processing. So the amygdala processes the information, and if it is perceived as a threat, it sends a distress signal to the hypothalamus. Okay, so the hypothalamus reacts and activates one branch of the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system, sometimes also referred to as the fight or flight response. So the hypothalamus sends signals through the autonomic nerves to the adrenal glands to release which hormone?
Cortisol.
Cortisol later, but let's go through the adrenal glands.
Adrenaline.
Okay, I mean, cortisol is released from the adrenal glands as well.
Epinephrine.
Okay, so adrenaline, or sometimes known as epinephrine. Okay, so what happens when adrenaline is released? So I think, Dorothy, you already said one.
The heart beats fast.
Yeah.
You sweat.
Yes. How about your breathing rate?
Increase.
Okay, why?
I don't know.
Because your heart's beating faster.
More oxygen for muscles.
You're
to-
panicking.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to take in more oxygen to your lungs, so hopefully the rest of your body also gets more oxygen. And then I think Dorothy also said increased alertness, like you are hyper-focused. That also can happen when there is more oxygen going to your brain. So other things that happen are your body makes it easier for your muscles to use glucose. So it's like a more efficient use of glucose. The blood vessels contract so that blood is directed to the muscles in case you need to use them. And insulin production is inhibited. So these changes happen really quickly that sometimes we aren't even aware of it. So let's go back to the threat of an oncoming car. So some people are able to jump out of the way before they even think of what they are doing. And that is thanks to the efficiency of the amygdala and the hypothalamus triggering the cascade of events before our brain's visual centers can fully process what is happening. Are you okay?
No, because you were saying like increased breathing rate will increase alertness. So I'm trying to breathe more so that my brain would be more alert. Feels like it's working, but I don't know if it's placebo.
Could be placebo.
Yeah.
The thing about your body is like sometimes you can't trick it, you know?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm pretty sure I can trick my body. It's stupid.
Okay, so besides adrenaline, just now Zhao Yong mentioned cortisol. So what are the functions of cortisol?
Stress, anti-inflammation, reduces pain.
So think about like if you are in a fight or flight state, what don't you need?
I don't need money. Oh wait,
You might need money
need
to
money.
fly. I guess you don't need your stomach to function.
Yeah, it inhibits like gastrointestinal like motion. But actually cortisol has been shown to increase appetite though. Because
like stress eating.
stress eating, because you want to like make sure you get food into your body just in case you need it. So some of the systems that maybe aren't as needed when in a fight or flight kind of scenario is the reproductive system and growth processes. So when cortisol is released, these systems are dampened.
Alright, that's why very stressed people are like small.
It can stunt growth.
Yeah.
And then like some people lose their period as well, you know,
Yeah.
screws up the menstrual cycle.
Right.
It can alter immune system response. So like it could compromise your immune system, which is why sometimes people get shingles. It raises the amount of glucose in your bloodstream so that it's ready if you need to use it. It helps the brain use glucose more effectively, which could contribute to like increased alertness. It raises the accessibility of substances that help with tissue repair in case you need it. Like so if you get a scar or something. It restrains functions that are non-essential in a life-threatening situation. So we've already been through that. And it affects part of the brain that control fear, motivation, and mood. So again, these help you to deal with high-stress situations that are crucial for human survival. However, remember we talked about homeostasis and balance at the start. So it doesn't benefit us to stay in this stress state forever. So in normal circumstances, after a perceived threat passes, adrenaline and cortisol levels fall and everything returns to baseline and the other systems resumes their regular activities. So why is stress bad? The bad effects of stress can occur when we are stressed for prolonged periods of time. So one of the examples is frequent adrenaline surges. So frequent adrenaline surges can lead to damaged blood vessels, high blood pressure or hypertension, higher risk of heart attack and stroke, headaches, anxiety, insomnia, and weight gain.
I definitely have some of that.
Whilst prolonged elevated levels of cortisol may contribute to weight gain, likely due to increased appetite, high blood pressure, sleep problems, lack of energy, type 2 diabetes, or sometimes known as adrenal diabetes, mental cloudiness or brain fog and memory problems, and a weakened immune system, leaving you more vulnerable to infections. So I don't want to end with all doom and gloom, so let's talk about stress management. So the goal here is not to get rid of it completely, because stress is a natural response and can even be healthy in some situations. So one way to manage stress is to identify your triggers and avoid them. But this isn't always possible, so another way is to find ways to cope with negative stresses. So my last question for today is, how do you manage stress? And maybe we can help the listeners.
It's damn annoying because like I had a series of headaches, which I don't know why. So I went to see like a neuro doc, and he was like, oh, you're stressed, it's anxiety. And the only way to get rid of it, the best way to get rid of it is to get rid of the root of the problem, which is to quit your job. And I was like,
what?
Thanks for the help.
That's so... Sorry.
I mean, it's the best advice, but it's like not practical.
Okay, I can start. If I'm really freaking out sometimes, I'll go for a run because... Don't roll your eyes, it works, okay?
I guess it works. I feel that running helps with my headache. I don't know why, but yeah, maybe the blood flow is better.
Exercise has a myriad of... Every episode that I think I always say this. But exercise has a myriad of benefits, including elevating mood for some people.
Actually, I tried meditation before, but I don't know if it works. Well, it definitely helps me sleep because I always fall asleep halfway during the meditation. But I don't feel that like the anxiety will go away at the point of time. So I don't know if it helps, but psychologists would say just try it for a start.
Okay, anything that works?
Oh, anything that works. Sleep.
Okay.
Sleep is great.
Yes.
Because you don't think about it. You're like just half dead when you sleep. It's like the world is not. And then but when you wake up, like when I woke up this morning, then I was stressed again.
At least you had like a prolonged period of time when you weren't stressed.
Oh my god, sleep is good.
Sleep is good. So aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night.
Yeah, and I would just tell myself like, you only have one life, so like don't need to be so stressed about it. Like your health comes first, so.
I don't handle stress well, so I don't have anything.
Okay.
But it's the truth.
But what have you been doing? Like, have you been trying anything?
Therapy helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Healthline recommends that you maintain a healthy diet, aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night, exercise regularly, minimize your use of caffeine and alcohol, and make time for rest and relaxation or self-care. You can consider learning meditation techniques such as deep breathing and stay socially connected so you can get and give support. So just to end off, if you can't manage your stress or it is accompanied by anxiety or depression, seek help. You may consider consulting a mental health professional or a therapist. It may seem like a small thing or maybe not important that you are stressed all the time and like, so what? But remember that stress is linked to many other physiological processes, and over time, managing your stress may help lower your risk for stress-related diseases.
Yeah, I think it's also important to recognize when you are stressed and when your body starts responding to the stress that you always get.
And as usual, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify. A like and a comment would really help us out.
You can also follow us on our social media, Instagram, Twitter or Facebook, and feel free to DM us any questions.
Alternatively, you can email us at thelabdoctors@gmail.com. We'll link all the articles in the episode description, so check them out and don't stress.